Hey everyone, Simpsons Man here. Today we're going to just talk a little bit about Super 7. Lately we've been talking a lot about Jakks Pacific. We've dropped a bunch of videos from Universal Studios Florida, but today let's kind of rewind a little bit and go back to Super 7. And we'll be going back all the way to the year 2021 when we saw our first pre-order for Wave 1 of the Simpsons Ultimates from Super 7. The reason why I'm making this video is I'm just, I don't know, maybe upset, I guess. I mean, I don't really know how to say it, but lately I've been getting a bunch of DMs saying, hey, all the Super 7 items that you bought for, $60, $70, I'm finding them online for 20 or 30 bucks. And to be honest, I really thought these would go the opposite way. I mean, it might be too early right now just because they're still kind of in circulation, but I figured they would be worth about double than what I paid for back in, 2021, 2022, even some of 2023. So I feel like over the past couple of weeks, I've been getting a bunch of DMs about this, so I really just wanted to make a short little video just kind of explaining what the hell I'm even talking about. So my best example is probably on Walmart.com right now. There's a bunch of Super 7 items right now for about half of what I bought them for. So if you were a little bit hesitant before because, $60 to $70 just for one figure is kind of crazy for the average person. For collectors, that might be about average. To be honest, I'm a collector and I even hate having to spend more than, $40, $50, or $60, especially if I'm only getting one figure. And here are 3 examples that we're just gonna kind of go over real quick. So yes, this does kind of bite, for people that paid for them like me, just because these were going to be very rare and limited, and I'm assuming they probably made too many because when I'm looking at, let's just say, Deep Space Homer, for instance, and it's $28, and I think I paid a little over $60 a few years back. And yeah, collecting can be a little tricky, but in this case, pretty much everyone assumed that these were going to be highly valuable collectible items. And you know what? Maybe I'm just speaking too soon. It's only been 2, maybe 3 years on a lot of these. Maybe in about 5 to 10 years, you're not going to see these for less than $200. I mean, who knows? But seeing like Robot Itchy for $25 and Robot Scratchy for $29 is just like, man, it's just a crazy feeling because I was on the fence about buying these just a little bit when they came out. Me being a collector, I was like, man, I have to get these. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll just wait because you know how things are. Sometimes if they don't sell right away, they kind of lower in price. You'll randomly see them at like a GameStop or something for half off. But these were like pre-order only. That's it. Once you miss out, you're gonna miss out. And maybe this is just a Walmart thing because there's other websites like Entertainment Earth that are still selling these for the $60 to $70 to $80 price range that we all paid about 2 to 3 years ago. And of course, Super 7 doesn't even have these on their website anymore just because they lost their contract with Disney. And we could possibly go into that now. I might leave that for another video, but I mean, the fact that they did not make Marge and Lisa and Maggie and Homer and Bart as one of the very first waves still blows my mind. Yes, I love having Drederick Tatum. I love having Poochie. Hell, even Deep Space Homer. Like, I love having all of these niche type of Simpsons products that come from certain episodes that, yes, fans like me and you all that are listening right now would love to have. But your average Simpsons person, if I were to show them a Drederick Tatum or possibly a Poochie, they might not even know who that is. And I'm not sure if any of you all right now actually collect Super 7 items outside of the Simpsons line, because I would love to hear your feedback to see, like if they did like a very rare Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one about 6 years ago, how is that translating to now? Like, is it still worth the possible $50 or $60 that you paid for? Are you randomly seeing them at like Walmart and other websites like this for half the price? Or did they go up in price? Because a lot of these are made for collectors. They're not made for your average Simpsons fan. They're not made for your average Simpsons collector. They are made for some of the more diehard fans and collectors because who knows who Hank Scorpio is? They made him in one episode. Yes, he's my favorite character out of the whole entire Simpsons universe. But if I were to show 100 people, hey, can you name this character? And even if they've seen The Simpsons, they'd be like, yeah, I used to watch The Simpsons all the time. They might not know who he is. And oddly enough, right before they, lost their license or parted ways with Disney or whatever happened, they had Wave 5 leaked on a magazine called Toy Collector, and it was going to include Snowball, Lisa, Maggie and Marge, and a random groundskeeper Willie. And could that have saved the relationship between them two? Like, who knows? Because if you were to show those 5 characters to anyone that is familiar with The Simpsons, they would probably be able to name all of them. They might not get the cat's name right. Oh, they might say, oh yeah, that's the janitor of The Simpsons. But seeing Marge, Lisa, and Maggie being a part of one wave made me so happy. It wasn't like a weird Marge, like a superhero version of her, or Lisa being Clobber Girl or anything. It was just plain old Marge, Maggie, and Lisa. And I honestly think if we would have got those earlier in Wave 1 or possibly Wave 2, that we probably would have seen Super 7 still knocking it out of the park. Not even sure how I got into half of that tangent. This was only supposed to be about talking about the price point of how they are now versus what, most of us paid for back in 2021 or 2022. But it is what it is. Yes, maybe I'm a little bit salty about it, but you know what? There's nothing we can do about it. Maybe down the road, they'll acquire the license again because, to be honest, some of the Super 7 items that I have in my Simpsons room are hands down some of the coolest toys that I have. The best ones I think they made were Kang and Kodos. Yes, they were a little bit more pricier than the other ones. I want to say they were like $70 or $80 compared to the other ones that were like in the $50 or $60 range. But I would gladly pay for something of that size and caliber versus a Homer Simpson that now I could pick up for half its price. So what do you all think? So if this does happen again, they get on board, they start doing a Wave 5, are you going to rush the pre-order, or are you going to wait until all of the other stores get them and possibly pay half of what you're going to pay for the pre-order? Let me know in the comments below. This was only supposed to be like a 2 or 3 minute video. I already know I'm well into the 7-minute range. So thank you for listening to me rant about this. Yeah, like I said, I have been getting a bunch of DMs over the past couple weeks. So it does kind of irk me a little bit because I did pay, $60, $70 for some of these. And now I'm looking at Robot Itchy being $25, which is wild to me. And sadly, you can even go on eBay and find some for as low as $20, which is just blowing my mind. I'm going to stop looking around because I keep finding them cheaper and cheaper online. I just found one for $9 that did not come with the box, but it came with all the heads and accessories. So I'm definitely ending the video now before I just throw this computer out the window. So thank you everyone for listening on this. I'm going to do my best to keep bringing you all more and more news, and I'll save the rant type of style for a possible podcast. So thank you once again. You know what to do. Like the video and subscribe if you are not a subscriber already, and I'll catch everyone in the next video. See ya!